Hello, my friends, and welcome from Holiday in the Park at Six Flags Great Adventure. There's a lot of shows, a lot of characters, and a lot of lights to see. And we're going to start things off here with Frost. So Frost was as good as ever. It's such a treat each year to have that kind of like quality show in this park. I feel like a lot of people, especially those that don't come here, but follow my content and see the quality of that show, they're impressed and don't expect it to be at Great Adventure of all places. I don't know if the acts are set in stone, because a lot of times I'll come here for opening days and it's like there'll be acts that kind of change up like by the time it's like later in the season, but whatever the acrobats are were the two guys, that I've never seen that before, and that kind of blew my mind. All the dances in between were excellent. That wasn't trampoline, like the jump rope acrobatics at the end was kind of wild. The hand balancing didn't really convey itself well in the video, but that guy was high up, and whew, I was nervous something was going to happen there. As a whole, strong acts as usual, strong dancing as usual, and I got to get in there and take some photos next time. But just behind me is one of the few, I guess we could say few, a lot of stuff is closed. So like King Ka, El Toro obviously, Medusa, that whole area is kind of closed. Green Lantern is actually not operating. I think it's closed for the season as well. So we have Batman, Jersey Devil Coaster, Nitro, and Superman and Skull Mountain as the roller coasters that are available. I don't know if they're doing the kind of remix for Skull Mountain that they did previously, but we're going to be taking a lap here and kind of exploring, because one of the things I notice is that the locations of the shows are not in the app or on the website. So I'm hoping we'll be able to, at least I'll be able to tell you where to find all this stuff. Well, the s'more stations are back, and then over here, I believe this is where we would find the Evergreen Queen. So yep, can confirm Evergreen Queen is meeting here, although she doesn't have like a stage or prop or backdrop or anything like that to kind of enhance the meet, but hopefully we will catch her either tonight or another time. Some sort of like mobile drumming thing going on here. Interesting, let's check them out for a minute. I was trying to look up to see what show that might be. I believe it's called Hear Them Ring. I'm just taking a big guess on it. I have no idea if they're mobile. I saw wheels and all that stuff on their setup. I wonder if they kind of move around, which would be weird because then it's even harder to find them for the guests. But let's assume they're set up there. I'll like double back when their next set time is and see. I'll double check. So we do have Nitro running. The Jersey Devil Barbecue is a little festive. But sadly, here by the entrance to the Pine Barrens, we have no Crispy Sizzle this year. I guess he didn't manage to make the trip down. And then, of course, back there, you can hear Jersey Devil's Lift Hill Going. Before I head out of this area, I want to point out that Little Devil and all the kiddie rides in this area are indeed open. And now we're right next to Granny's here in Poinsettia Place. Poinsettia Place? I don't know how you really pronounce that, but it's underneath a kind of festive Skull Mountain, which is pretty great. Interesting, again, to notice that there's not really a stage or platform or backdrop or anything like that for Poinsettia. But, all right, hopefully we'll run into her soon. Also, something worth pointing out is the Sky Ride is open, and at night, with all the lights going above it, it is just just the most relaxing little thing that you can do. Bundle up, though, because it gets windy and it is cold up there. So it looks like the Holiday Craze Mirror Maze is back this year, and as usual, I believe they haven't changed the price. $6 for a regular ticket, and members and pass holders are $5. Probably worth going through at least once. Sun is starting to set, and we're here in Polar Point. This is probably my favorite part of the park in terms of like the decorations and stuff. They use that archway from Fright Fest and Summer Vibes really well, and just in general, the vibe here is really cool. So I did find the sign for the Snow Queen and the Snow King. So the Snow King is back this year. Here's their schedules if you don't want to look at the app and want to use this video. But interestingly enough, she has kind of just been walking up and down here. So there she is, and just been kind of roaming up and down. I don't know if that's the new thing, but yeah, that looks awesome right there with the sun setting, the lights. There's additional lights set up on there too, for like all the snowflakes on the ground. And then if we turn around here, we're gonna see, I believe the first show is about to start. Perfect. I may or may not have gotten a little distracted taking photos of that, but my goodness, they changed up the show. It's not the one that you've seen every year. How exciting. Now we have these giant nutcrackers, so they replaced kind of that Bavarian Oktoberfest vibe with these nutcrackers. There's a tiny little snowman photo op that people are using right now, and some games over here. So this has that vibe of like the Merry Marketplace, but a lot closer and like packed into this area, which I think is a great idea. They even have a spot just for the Squishmallows. That is somewhere for them to call home. That's great. But yeah, this looks like all the like stands and stuff that were in the Merry Marketplace that used to be over to the left here, and some other stuff that was in the back, I think called Holiday Memories. I forget. All right, kind of walking up to this slowly, but this area used to be full of those stands that they now have. I think that was a great idea for them to move them so that there's more to do kind of in a more compact area versus here where they used to take away a lot of seating to make that happen. And now it's all here, and I think that's perfect. All right, so they do have a lot more lights in this little area, which I can appreciate. And then way back there, we're going to circle around and loop back to get to the Peppermint area. But first, we're going to go down here by the water, by the lake. So it looks like they've changed this up considerably. Now this is the location for the Jolly Light show that happens every 30 minutes after nightfall. So, okay, I can get behind this. They aren't really doing anything different, are they? All right, I've hung out here for like 2 or 3 songs, and I haven't really seen anything change too much. The colors are all pretty much the same, and they're all kind of... They do have these lights going down them like they're dripping, which is cool. But I don't see anything else happening. Maybe this is something that'll be updated later. So it looks like the teacups did get decorated up for the holidays. We're going to hang out here for a second to see if they change the music out. All right, we can confirm there is Christmas music playing here. It's just copywritten, so I'm talking over it a little bit. Anyway, let's keep on moving. So coming from that direction there, we're going to turn here, and here is the wonderful light tunnel. Really cool photo op if you can be patient and wait for a photo. But yeah. Never fails to just be the right vibe. All right, very quiet in this area. So they've opted to keep all of this closed on the right, which would take you... So what are they doing for the sky ride? Is it not open? Because I don't know how guests would get back unless they walk through the kids area. No, that doesn't work at all. What? I'm confused. Either way, on the opposite side here, they have a nice little train for a photo op, but it is considerably dark other than that arcade. Yeah, it is a quiet little corner over here. So the snowman has taken his rightful place here in the boardwalk, which the lights in general are really cool, and then they kind of do it up a little bit for the holidays. Unfortunately, where we just were, I think that's where the Winter Wizard was last year. So unfortunately, we're missing out on another character not returning. And there was also a reindeer that I don't believe I saw on the app. But as we walk through the snowman here, we'll see there's a couple of photo ops. One of which that is very popular is that ornament down at the end there. So as is tradition, there's a line to go inside the ornament and take a photo. And the rest of the lights are all here as you make your way towards Superman Ultimate Flight, which is open. However, funnily enough, I feel like Green Lantern usually is open, but it's not this time. Looks like they replaced one of the games with a hay maze. It's pretty funny. I can see like two kids out there, but I only see like the little fluffy part of the top of their hat going through the maze. That's pretty amazing. Anyway, let's start walking back towards the center of the park now. Before leaving this area, though, I do have to mention that this is where Jack Frost meets, right next to the giant snowman. And, okay, like every hour or so. Not bad. And again, he does not have a platform stage or anything, no backdrop, which is unfortunate, but I'm sure he'll make up for it with his personality. And here we are in front of the carousel. I love the way that they do the lights on this and decorate all the posts with some tinsel that lights up. It's, yeah, it's such a good vibe. So here it is. I believe then we're missing a couple of things from the entertainment, but this is definitely right in front of the entrance to Houdini's is where we would meet the Peppermint Princess. Unfortunately, otherwise, I feel like we're missing a couple of things that I saw on the app. Just got back to the tree, and they are playing the old school version of the show here. So I guess they're rotating between two shows. That's what they meant on the app, huh? All right. I must have zoomed right by this when I was heading to go see Frost, but this is now Santa's house, so they've gotten rid of that area behind Cyborg and the catering area. Okay, then. That's pretty cool. And, yep, there goes that classic show. What is it called? Holiday Magic? Something like that. As I've been kind of exploring around, I just realized that they moved this Joy to the World section that was on the lakefront over to this area, which is in that path towards like the theater and all that stuff and Justice League. So believe it or not, Cyborg is operating this season until it inevitably breaks down again, because that's just been its luck these days. So yeah, this whole area now is nothing this year. Interesting. This used to be a whole thing with s'more pits that you could rent by the hour. This is where you would meet Santa, and there's a couple cool vibes in here. So they've definitely kind of compacted the event, which is probably for the best, because it used to be kind of a little too spread out. So I did some recon here about the other show I couldn't find, Kringle's Carols. Similar to the other one with the drummers, which I should remember the name. Hang on. The other show's called Hear Them Ring. Okay, so both of them are actually roaming. I don't know if they select it randomly during the day, but it's going to be hard to actually purposely find them. I was told, though, the location of the next show, so hopefully I can see them over by Granny's for the caroling. While on my way over to Granny's, I found Mrs. Claus is actually in here. So there's a little patio area that they've opened up, and this is where you can listen to story time with Mrs. Claus. All right, good. We're finding all the locations for all these things that weren't on the app. All right, they haven't hidden them, but also I hear them, so I guess they're hiding around this corner. Oh, okay. Let's listen. like the Deja Vu behind us is also playing holiday music, so that's fun. I didn't realize they did that. I know I talked about the Sky Ride earlier and how awesome it is, but I don't think it's actually running. That is super unfortunate because that was one of my favorite things when it was open, because a lot of times it would be closed due to just being windy and cold. But anyway, I think we've seen all of the shows now, except for one that I saw called Rudolph's Regiment. So a quick change of plans here. I did find out that even though it wasn't available today, the little map, park map and all that stuff does have the locations of the roaming shows. So I was able to get that from somebody, like a digital version, which I should probably put in the description to help you all out, because I don't know when the park map will be available. And yeah, Rudolph's Regiment will start in a little bit. So I'm going to sit tight and hopefully we just cut to it. I gotta say, I'm a sucker for brass. Like, that was wonderful, honestly. The whole night has just been really nice vibes. I haven't gotten to see too many of the characters, unfortunately, because I've been running around chasing all these shows. But the shows this year are pretty solid. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this opening night of Holiday in the Park. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time, and I hope you go make your own adventure. Bye.